Hey everybody, welcome back to my Math 8 SOL review videos. This question comes from the 2014 SOL test, and it asks us to find the value of this expression right here, if the value of x is 2 and the value of t is 4. And we have to find the equivalency of that, and then one of these is the correct answer. So let's go ahead and get started. If I were doing this and I were actually a student taking the SOL test and this was one of the questions, I would transfer this question over to my scrap paper, and I'd be very careful to make sure that I transfer it correctly. So I have 1/8 and then parentheses x cubed minus 4 and then t squared plus 8. Being very careful when I write the cube and the squared to know it's a cube and a square, not x times 3 or t times 2. Now the next thing I need to do is, since it's asking me for the value of this expression when x is equivalent to 2 and t is equivalent to 4, then I need to, in this expression, replace the x with a 2 and the t with a 4. So I'll go ahead and rewrite where I don't have an x, but I have a 2 in place of that. So instead of the x getting cubed, the 2 is getting cubed. And instead of having t squared, I have 4 getting squared. And now I can actually begin solving the problem. A problem like this is going to be solved using, you guessed it, good old-fashioned order of operations, PEMDAS. And PEMDAS begins with a P, which stands for parentheses. So anything inside parentheses I need to take care of. So as I look at this first set of parentheses, I have 2 cubed minus 4. So this is kind of its own little problem within a problem. So let me kind of write 2 cubed minus 4 off to the side. Since this is a problem within a problem, I'm going to follow my order of operations for what's inside these parentheses. And order of operations inside the parentheses begins with our e, exponents. Do I have any exponents inside the parentheses? And indeed I do. I have 2 getting cubed. Now be careful here. A lot of students would write 2 times 3, giving you a value of 6. That is not what 2 cubed means. 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 2 yields a value of 8. And that is what's getting subtracted by 4. And then, since I've done my exponent within the parentheses, I continue looking across for the rest of the math operations that are inside here. There's only one operation left, subtraction. So I'll finish this off by finding the value of 8 minus 4, giving me a value of 4. So instead of having 2 cubed minus 4, I know that that is equivalent to 4. Now I have this other parenthesis, which is again a problem within a problem. So I'll go ahead and work this one out over on the side here. And again, I work it out following my order of operations, beginning with the e. I do have an exponent inside here. I have a 4 getting squared. Be careful, that's not 4 times 2. That is 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is equivalent to 16. And that's being added to 8. And since the only operation left inside the parentheses is addition, I will carry that operation out, giving me a value of 24. So 4 squared plus 8 is equivalent to 24. All right, so I've taken care of parentheses. Now I go to the e. Do I have any exponents left? Well, no, I took care of the exponents inside each mini problem. So since I don't have any exponents left, I'll check that off. And now I'll look for any multiplication or division. Remember, these are interchangeable. And as I work my way across the problem, I see immediately multiplication. I see 1/8 being multiplied times 4. And I also see the 4 being multiplied times 24. Well, I'm going to go ahead and carry out my multiplication by multiplying these values together. The easiest way I would think to work this out, if it were me, would be to turn each of these into a fraction, because I have a fraction here. And it's very easy to take whole numbers and turn them into fractions. I'm going to turn the 4 into 4 over 1, and I'm going to turn the 24 into 24 over 1. Something else to remember, the parentheses between each of these numbers indicates that we have multiplication here. I kind of glanced over that, but that is an important factor in this problem. 1/8 and 4 The bond between these two values, since they're separated by a parenthesis, is multiplication. And then this 4 and this 24, the bond between those, since they're separated by parentheses, is also multiplication. So I simply have three numbers that are being multiplied together. And now that I've turned them all into fractions, I simply multiply their numerators together, and then I multiply their denominators together, and I get a final answer. So when I multiply their numerators together, 4 times 24 gives me 96, and 8 times 1 gives me a value of 8. Now I don't see 96 over 8 is one of my answers up here. So guess what I have to do? I have to divide 96 by 8. So I'll plug that into my calculator. 96 divided by 8 gives me an answer of 12. So my correct answer for this problem is 12 right here. This problem, unfortunately for you, is riddled with possible places to make mistakes. Like, for example, saying 2 cubed is 2 times 3 versus 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? 2 times 2 times 2 yields 8. 2 times 3 would have yielded 6, which would have given us the wrong value. Another very common mistake in this problem is how we connect all these things together by multiplication, treating this fraction, how you deal with this fraction with these integers. So be very careful that we remember when we multiply fractions, we simply multiply our numerators, we multiply our denominators, and we get values that we can plug into our calculator and solve for our final solution. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.